Our culture has stood the test of time, and every day we learn about relics from the past that play a role in our quality of life.
When you look at the water and just photos that you see now, it almost makes you feel like you're somewhere in a Caribbean island or a paradise.
Today I want to talk about a hidden gem in New Orleans East that was a staple in our communities during the Jim Crow era of racial segregation.
They had like diving contests. Like the whole community could fit in one pool.
We spoke with prominent figures in the movement to get first-hand accounts on the history and the struggles they faced fighting for Lincoln Beach to be reopened.
I don't think they want to fully fund it. It's almost like it's being purposely underfunded so some entity could have more control over it.
In this piece, I teamed up with Humans NOLA to uncover the history of Lincoln Beach and to bring light on what we need to do as a community to bring Lincoln Beach back to New Orleans East. Lincoln Beach is a historically black beach that was founded as a segregated swimming area in the late 1930s. Black families were forbidden from swimming along the cleaner parts of Lake Pontchartrain shoreline and were given a space to swim down a 2-lane road that had no public transportation.
I remember Lincoln Beach as a child. The church would have a bus and we would go on a picnic ride out to Lincoln Beach, and because it was country, it was trees and wilderness, just riding and riding and riding, and we're going out of town. It was something that we treasured and we looked forward to.
The city abandoned Lincoln Beach after segregation because they had something called separate but equal up until 1965. So you had to have a black beach where only black people could legally swim, and you had to have a white beach where white people could swim. Once segregation ended, black people could swim at the beach that was once upon a time for only white people, which left the black beach abandoned and not funded.
I was born and raised in New Orleans East. I didn't learn about Lincoln Beach until 2018. Around that time, I caught wind of a few black New Orleans residents who were working on the land to help restore and preserve it.
The thing that made me want to take on Lincoln Beach as a passion project is it all tied into this childhood fantasy I had of what if New Orleans had a beach? It would be the best city in the world. I've been all around this lake, and the water quality is amazing. The clarity in it is unlike anywhere else on the lake. On some days, you can see straight down to the sand really good, at least 2 feet.
When I first saw the beach, I started asking questions. I wondered why the beach was underdeveloped and hidden from the community. The issue is that the community isn't informed and it wasn't on the city's priority list.
It's called structural discrimination. You have a police station at Legion Fields. On the left side, you have more development. So right at the police station, which is the enforcer, you have their education center, you know right there. In front of that is Pontchartrain Beach. If you go to the right, you start getting to the black side with no development. I just want a space that was dedicated to black people because I'm gentrified away from that place I grew up at.
We believe that with the return of Lincoln Beach, Six Flags, and the Lake Forest Plaza, that would give us a sustainable community. It's a golden opportunity, let's just say that. It could really be better than even before.
What helps us out here helps the whole city, not just one area. That's for everybody, because you're going to have folks coming out here, but their money's going to be spent out here. It's like our money's going to be spent. So that's going to benefit the city, not other parts of Louisiana. This is what we need, what we deserve out here. We're New Orleans.
My neighborhood was blessed with a $30 million park called Crescent Park. People in Mid-City was blessed with the Greenway, which was millions of dollars. So New Orleans East have Lincoln Beach that they can invest in, and that they keep having money to invest in and refusing to invest in it. It's important that they invest in this place so kids that's in this impoverished community that's adjacent to Lincoln Beach can have a place to relax.
New Orleans East is made up of 80,000 New Orleans residents. We once hosted the Lake Forest Plaza, Lincoln Beach, and Six Flags. We deserve a better quality of life, and it starts with leveraging what we already have.
What people should know about the funding hurdles for Lincoln Beach is there's actually no funding hurdles, because just by chance, this beach and this kind of project fall under something called infrastructure. So right now, there's $500 million in bonds available to the city of New Orleans that they could pull from. But I don't think they want to fully fund it because out their own mouths, they keep saying they're looking for investors. So when you're looking for investors and you allow somebody to be the primary financial investor in any project, they're gonna have primary control.
We really want a community, by the community project. We want to have a trust to be held with people that the community really votes for and says that those are good people that we feel represents the secrecy and sanctity preserved in Lincoln Beach.
There comes a time in history when a community needs to come together and get things done. The Riverfront Expressway was a freeway that would have cut through the French Quarter but failed due to its predominantly white residents advocating for change. Black residents protested the Claiborne Expressway but lacked the political power to stop the project.
So only thing people gotta do is put the pressure on a council person. Do the job. Are we gonna vote you out or vote for another person? Or if you do your job, you'll be able to revitalize a beach in an impoverished black community. And how beautiful would that be?
And I would think that our city and state would recognize, these essentials and to the sustainability of not just the East, but to the cities. You're talking about serious job creation and revenue, sales tax dollars that really need to be spent. Yes.
We've been gaining traction with the city to reopen Lincoln Beach, but we wanted to take it a step further. So we put together a petition dedicated to seeing the Lincoln Beach project to completion.
It brings a smile to my face to see that the people that's been bringing their kids back here have a safe place to bring the kids to. They look happy, they look relaxed. And one woman almost had tears in her eyes. She said, now I don't have to drive to Biloxi where the water is dirtier and I spend more money and sometimes my car don't work. I don't have to drive there when I could come 3 blocks to Lincoln Beach and have my kids in a safer place to swim with better water.
We just want to impress upon the administration and in our community to embrace this redevelopment, because it does matter and it does bring a certain quality of life that I think would be so deserved, not just in our East, but the city and beyond.
Thank you for watching, and let's change the city.